I'm going to show you how to change linear equations from one form to another. So this is the form that you're normally used to. This is called slope-intercept form, and that's written with your y equals mx plus b, where m is your slope, so 4 would be your slope here, and b is your y-intercept, so the y-intercept here would be a negative 12. So standard form looks like this: ax plus by equals c, where you have a number with an x plus or minus a number with a y, then your equal, and then a constant. So we have to take this and maneuver it and move it around so that the x is in the front, then the y, then the equal, and then the constant. So if I look at this, I already see that the y is on the left-hand side, which is a good thing. So that x is going to have to move over to the other side in front of the y. And we'll go ahead and put it where it needs to be. So when I move it in front of the y, it becomes the opposite or the inverse. So here it's positive, over here it's going to be negative. Negative 4x, and then I'm just going to bring down the rest, and the negative 12. So the y didn't move, so it stayed a plus y. The equal sign is there, and then the negative 12 didn't move. So actually, some books and some programs would leave this and say this is in standard form. However, some textbooks will not leave this as a negative. They want this to be a positive. So instead, to make this a positive, everything else has to change. So here we're going to have a 4x, then a minus y, the opposite of that, equals the opposite of negative 12 would be a positive 12. So that, or this, would be your standard form. So on the flip side of that, if you are given standard form and you're trying to get it into slope-intercept form, so we want it like this. We want y by itself, then the equal sign, then something with the x, and then your constant. So if we're looking here, the first thing I notice is I'm going to have to move the x over here. So I like to circle it and draw an arrow to where I'm moving it to. And again, it crossed the equal sign, so it's going to have to be the opposite. So instead of a negative 4x, it's going to turn into a 2y equals a positive 4x, and everything else drops. The positive 2y comes down, the 4x came across the equal sign, and I went ahead and put it after the equal sign in its right position, and then this negative 16 just drops. So I'm almost done. Now I need to get y by itself. So I simply divide everything by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2x, minus 16 divided by 2 is 8. And that is your slope-intercept form. You need to be familiar with both. However, the good thing about Desmos calculator is you can graph from both of those forms, standard form or slope-intercept form. However, you do need to be able to move them back and forth on your own.